Hi friends, welcome back to another video with me. Thank you so much for being here. It's been so long since I last filmed a video, but I'm back for Valentine's Day and we'll be focusing on, as the title says, messages from your future spouse, all about your future spouse, traits, how you guys meet. Now, I will say, if you're wondering what the fuck is going on with my candle, it's because I have my incense stuck in the part that's melted and I don't have an incense holder, so I had to like improvise. But first I poured myself a bowl of salt thinking I could just stick it in there because I've seen people do that, but then my incense just wasn't holding up because the bowl was like too deep and like the incense is obviously like really skinny. So I was like, what am I gonna do with all this salt in the bowl now? Oh well, I'll just probably use it for some protection, but let me not get in your way. Pick your pile. Now, I'm really excited for this. It seems like Spirit today just kind of wanted to go in a little bit more psychologically into your future spouses. And for all the piles, I said future spouses as if you'll have more than one. Maybe you want more than one. I'm not here to judge, but yeah. I was kind of thinking this would kind of be like a funny, lighthearted reading, but Spirit is kind of just like, let's get to the bottom of it. So if you chose this pink bunny, which is really cute, here's your reading. We have the Cocktail Party 17. Now, I haven't used this deck in a while, so I'm just going to have to take a peek in the guidebook to see which one that is. And we have actually Six of Wands, which is Challenge Winner, but in reverse. We have Libra, Diplomatic, Harmony, and Balance. We have Moon, Emotions, Instincts, Subconscious. I really love this deck, by the way. It's just so perfect for like getting traits and anything. And we have Square, Competition, Tension, Disharmony. Move that over there. We have 50, Angel of Strength. 52, Goddess of the Moon. And what I really find interesting is we went from 50 to 52. They're like super close to each other. And then we have, what are your plans tonight? 9 of Swords. Ooh. Okay, can you see that properly? Yes, yes you can. Okay, so your future spouse, pile 1, is a very interesting person. Okay. I mean, I would hope that they would be. I mean, that's the point you're wanting to marry, right? Or date them. So your person, how do I explain this, has a bit of a two-faced syndrome. Now, I don't mean to say that in a bad way. That's just what I could call it in the moment. But it's like on the outside, they look as if they would like to be around people that they love celebrating, that they love these corporate parties. For some reason, that just came through. So like maybe they're like in corporate or something. But these big events, these networking events, these community-related things that I think that people often see them doing, but on the inside, they don't really feel as though they are winning, that they are really getting somewhere, that they are advancing in any type of way, and they're really hard on themselves. They don't feel like they are deserving of recognition and attention, and I think that some people can sometimes hear this person talking about themselves and they're just like, you're being really hard on yourself. You're beating yourself up a lot for what you do deserve. And I also think that they have an irrational fear that Spirit will whip them into shape, or that Spirit will, like, you see this trophy, I'm just imagining them, like, Spirit whacking them, like, in the back. For whatever reason, they just have this irrational fear that something is always out to get them. And that could definitely be stemming from their childhood, definitely be stemming from how they grew up. But in the meantime, I do want to be reading this card, number 17. And if you're wanting to know which deck this is the Final Rose Tarot, which is so stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend. Let's see. Okay, the Cocktail Party. Okay, I don't know how to say that first word. Effervescence fills the air as flutes of champagne cling together, imbuing the night with magic, offering possibilities, and renewing your opportunity to share your sparkle with the world. Now is your chance to stand out among the rest. As the stars twinkle down upon you, it's your perfect moment to advance in this journey to find love. Hope, infinite possibilities, renewal, elevation. Okay, that is interesting because this literally talks about advancing in your journey, champagnes clinking together, new possibilities, magic, endless opportunities. It talks about that. But literally, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. We have this trophy, and it's just not in the position that this person wants it to be, even though they do deserve recognition and attention, even though they do very much deserve people to be celebrating their successes and for themselves to also be celebrating their own successes. Now, I do really feel like this person has worked really hard to get to where they're currently at in their position, and they could definitely have a corporate job. Okay, that just fell off. Yeah, so they definitely could have a corporate job. I'm just sensing that kind of vibe. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing media, like something to do with media and the arts. I'm hearing a gallery, like a, what do you call it? Like an exposition or something like that, like a gallery exposition. Something quite creative, something where they're like having to, something artistic, something creative, something where they're having to channel their talents, but they're facing a lot of inner frustration and inner doubt as they do this. And they could also have a Libra moon. I mean, we have Libra and moon quite literally. And their moon could be squaring Venus, the planet of creativity and art and beauty and all things related to that. They could definitely have some hard aspects to Venus or Mercury. Mercury is how we communicate our ideas, our intellect. Yeah. With this square, I definitely feel like this person holds all their feelings in and their emotions, and it's very hard for them to share that with someone else because it is very personal. And I think a lot of people, how they view this person is, wow, you're so successful, look how far you've come, you're hardworking, you're diligent. But this person on the inside doesn't really feel that way. They more so feel like they have a lot to improve on, and I think a lot of us do as humans, let's be real. But this person, they just don't feel like they are enough to have success in what it is that they do. And I also really feel like they have such a strong, I heard lioness, which is very interesting. So they could come across as quite masculine. And I don't mean to say that this is a guy that we're talking about. It could definitely be a woman. For those of you watching. But I'm hearing lioness as if they have like a feminine energy inside of them. Like they have that. And they could definitely be in denial of their feminine energy side. This has nothing to do with gender, just a disclaimer. So we all have energy inside of us. But they could definitely be in denial of this strong energy inside of them, and they could definitely wrestle with it. They feel as though it might be too much for this world. And that's an interesting statement that I just heard from Spirit. It's like whatever environment that they're in is it's wanting more creativity, more passion from them. And I think that your person is struggling a lot to channel that in a way that it isn't self-destructive. It's just a lot of doubts coming along with that. And I think Goddess of the Moon as well is also really interesting because we have two moons here. Like they're very much tapped into their intuitive, their feminine, they do. And I think it comes across in their artwork or some type of art that they do. There's just some type of like, they're in touch with that, but they struggle with it. Like I should adhere to society's opinions of what this femininity should look like, or I should adhere to what society, there's some type of struggle here. And I think they overthink a lot. Okay, Libras, they overthink a lot. And this is just something I noticed in general. Libras are like super focused on the aesthetics, how it looks, how is it coming across, how is it perceived. They're very much focused on that. And I think while it could be a very good thing to have an eye like that, I think it could also be very critical. So they're very critical of how things come into view to someone else or a group of people, and they obsess a lot over the final result. Yeah. And I think they spend a lot of time in their brains, and I think that their spirit is like telling them to ground themselves into their stomach. And the reason why I say stomach is because like a lot of energy can sit in our stomach. Also, going down to our feet is where we tend to feel the most grounded, compared to our head, where we can feel the most lightest and the most floaty. So going down lower to your body is where you're gonna feel more grounded. And I think that this person could benefit from just touching grass. I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, but literally just putting their feet outside in nature, getting out of their head. Okay, I think that this person could definitely benefit from that. I mean, what are your plans tonight? Like, this person, I just feel like they have a lot of people not that they necessarily want to talk to, they might just be in burnout mode, but a lot of people who want to talk to them, a lot of people who do want to show up, a lot of people who do want to express their congratulations. And it's so funny because you think as a society, we're like, you should accept that congratulations, you worked so hard, right? But then when the moment comes, you're like, do I really deserve this? Like, come on, like, I know I had some help on this project. I didn't do it entirely on my own. Oh, I've taken inspiration from somewhere else. It's not completely my idea. Like, we all start to think like that. And that's this person. In a nutshell, that is this person. And they need a lot of validation and reassurance into their ideas, and a lot of reassurance into who they are as a person and their identity. If you're asking for physical attributes for your person, long curly hair, wavy, brunette, strong features. I mean, just look at this person. I mean, if they're a guy, it applies, but just, yeah, you know. For a guy, could have very longer hair. For a woman, I am seeing just like a lot of, the way that they dress is quite, like for a woman, they dress quite femininely. Soft fabrics, longer fabrics, something more modest. They opt for that. But they definitely aren't shy of like showing a little bit of neck, shoulder, cleavage. They're not shy of that. Whether they're a guy or a woman, they have very harmonious features. They just have features that work. And they could also hold softness in their body, so they could definitely be on the chubbier side, the softer side. For men, they could definitely have more of a softer face, like softer eyes, like think rounder eyes. They could have very kind smile. They could have very broad lips. And for women, what I'm very drawn to is like how her gaze just looks here, like very sharp, very prominent, very honestly just fierce. And I think it goes both ways. I think, yeah, your person could have a balance of softness and a balance of hardness, you know, just in their face, their body. And it also seems really important, like whatever their moon sign is, I think it's going to be very important for your connection for some reason. Like, I'm just seeing that like the way you're both your moons are interacting in the chart is like very significant here. So there seems to be an emphasis even for you as the watcher right now of this video. You're wanting more of a genuine emotional connection and not like a friends with benefits situation. And I think you're really wanting to connect with someone. Like, you want someone with ambition and success and drive, but there must be an emotional groundedness there. There must be emotional awareness. And I think that your person very much has it, and that's the problem. Precisely, it is the problem because they're using it in a way where it's becoming very critical of themselves. And that happens when you just have too much awareness. You put yourself in categories and in boxes and boxes and boxes. So your person is very much aware and very much, yeah. And I think that you are going to help ground them. Likewise, they will help you. I don't want to say to think better, because you're smart, you're intelligent already as it is. But I guess I hope you understand what my drift is, what I'm trying to say. I think that this person can help you a lot with planning, finances, budgeting, climbing the ladder, so to say, in your job. Maybe offering you a better position. I don't know. That's interesting. What I'm really drawn to as well, that this is like a sun kind of behind her, and like this is the moon. It's almost making me think of like, you're the sun to my moon. Like that saying, which is really cute. Oh, and those necklaces, the sun and the moon necklaces, that is so cute. Oh my god. I heard celestial beings. Okay, I don't know. That's interesting. Take what you will with that. Yes. Let me see if I can get any other cards. Spirit, can you tell me more of pile one's future spouse, please? Oh, Queen of Wands. Wow, okay. So, yeah, your future spouse is very much admired at the place that they work. It's a very high leading position, so I would possibly say supervisor, manager, CEO, like maybe they have their own business, their own blog where they're very, very popular. They've grown a lot. They have a lot of attention. Influencer, possibly. Could be an influencer as well. Like maybe they're making all these videos and they're getting a lot of traction and recognition, but on the inside they just feel like they have been struggling so much with the influencer position, like hard to keep up, or just it's hard to get traction in general, or they just feel like they're doing it all wrong, that I don't know, maybe they're not cut out for this type of position. There's just a lot of doubt, a lot of like inner criticism. Please tell me more, Spirit. I also heard like fitness, something about fitness. Fitness coach, possibly. But I don't think it's very likely that they're a fitness coach, though. Maybe they could make videos related or around fitness. Maybe. Okay, we have Four of Cups. Yeah, this person is like, they're having a hard time integrating their feelings as of right now in their life. They are having a hard time just integrating that and kind of like facing it. They're just kind of like putting it off for like another day. And that is, yeah, Eight of Swords. So funny, we have the Eight of Swords and we have the Nine of Swords right here. Wow. Very, very much caught up in their mind. Yeah, look at that. Two of Swords. They're like very much caught up, very much struggling to like really sit with their feelings. And I think there's someone who can box themselves in quite easily. So I think that you meeting this person can potentially, oh my God, potentially help them open up their eyes more, open up their mind to different possibilities, different opportunities, you know? But yeah, I would like to go in to see how you guys will meet. I'm very curious. How will my pile ones meet their future spouse, Spirit? Tell me the setting, the place, the time, the energy, what it will be like. Ooh, Three of Pentacles. Okay, at work. Possibly could be at work. This could even be a DM or a private message. So like maybe you are either messaging them or they're messaging you. I can just see it going both ways, honestly. This could also be at work where you guys are kind of like co-workers. You meet under the same company, or maybe you guys both connect and are just like doing the same line of work, but handling it differently. That would be interesting. Or maybe you're meeting through a friend of a friend, like, no, through a friend. Yeah, you get it. That's interesting. Wow. Or maybe like someone else is introducing you to this person. Like, hey, like I think I found someone who's interested in your work and they want to help you with it. Or your merchandise is what I heard. Like, I don't know, maybe you have merch or you're thinking of selling merch, or you personally have your own YouTube and you're thinking of like selling, I don't know, candles, sweaters, hoodies, something like that. That's interesting what I just heard. That may not resonate for all of you, but just some. But I'm hearing it's more of like a future thing, so that's interesting. Maybe they want to, this person, like your future spouse, wants to partner up with you to work on some merch, or they can offer you something that will help you or just connect you with better resources in your job. That is interesting. Let's see, what else? The Hermit. Ooh, so this will, okay, that narrows it down a bit more. I can see the energy at first being quite calm, being quite hush hush, like let's just put our heads down and get to work. I don't think in the moment you were exactly jumping on your feet being like, this is my future spouse. And I think that the reason why is because I think that you do also have a critical, cautious mind, which is nothing bad. I think that you like to vet people and like to make sure that they are who they say they are. And I think that that's very important for you. And as a result, I don't think that you're just going to be like, are you my future spouse? Are you my future spouse? Let me go pull some cards today and let me see. No, I think you like to take your time, really get to know this person, really just sink in the energy. And I think you do this for a lot of people, not just for this future spouse, but yeah, there's something about you just kind of sitting in the energy for a bit. And I could also imagine maybe you guys, like, when you guys reach at a point where you're like friends, possibly meeting at a place that's more quieter, like like a cafe, but like quiet, a lounge, but it's quiet. Even a bookstore. Maybe y'all are heading to the bookstore. Maybe you're running errands and you kind of just were like, hey, I can hang out, but only for a little bit. We could talk for a little bit, something like that. Or the park even. I would imagine the park is quite peaceful. You guys can go on a walk, talk, you know. Interesting. And I think that both of you, when you guys meet, you're going to be at a point in your life where you're just really low-key about your successes and just kind of, I don't think you're going to be very much aware when you meet this person, like, oh my God, you're that successful. Like, I don't think you're going to know right away. And I think it's partly because your person doesn't want to boast. They don't want to be egotistical in that manner. But when you find out later, that'll be a different story. And I think the same goes for you. You don't like to boast. You're quite private about it. So that's interesting. Yeah. Tell me more about how they'll meet spirit. Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay. So maybe one or both of you are like in transition, changing jobs, titles, possibly even moving from your home or apartment. Maybe one of you's come back from vacation or traveling. It doesn't even have to be the fact that you guys are changing jobs. Like, one of you could be coming back from traveling, as I said, yeah. One of you are in the middle of like transitioning, like different life stages. Or one of you could just be going through a healing process in which you're leaving behind these beliefs that you thought were true, these ideas that you thought were good, and you're moving towards fulfillment when you guys meet. Yeah, just reaching out, making new connections, and looking for something more fulfilling. You're looking for more partnerships, more friendships, more, yeah. And I think at this time, like, I'm getting this feeling for some of you just are ready to settle down. Like, there's this grounded feeling about it. I just want to settle down. You're not looking for anything crazy. You just want to settle down. And I think that for a lot of you, you guys are aware that for your nervous system, it's like, I think you realize the party phase is over. Like, you used to have it, and then now you're just like, I just want to settle down. Like, the party phase is done. I'll probably throw a small party here and there, but I just want to take it slow and go grounded about this. Like, there's that feeling. when you meet this person. Well, thank you, Pile 1. I really hope that this helped and was informative. I greatly appreciate you being here, and please make sure to subscribe so you can see more content. Bye. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Today we're obviously going to be talking about your future spouse's traits, how you'll meet, and any other messages that Spirit would like to tell me. Very excited for your reading. I feel like your person already is there's something really like joyous, or I don't even know that that's the word, joyful about your person. There's something very like exciting. There's something very much like golden retriever energy right now. I'm just like picking up on it. Wait, I'm hearing a song from Harry Styles. Adore You from Harry Styles. Yeah, just let me adore you. And I'm hearing like the part where he goes like, just walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks, Spirit. Right off the back. Okay. Very sweet. Oh, very, very sweet. Yeah, I don't know. This is quite cute. All right. We have the Knight of Wands, the front runner. Look at this. Literally so fucking happy. Love that. What a ray of sunshine. Six of Swords, silver lining. And then we get this. Vesta, inner spark, sacrifice, devotion. Pisces, psychic, intuitive, and dreamy. Oh my gosh. We have, Saturn, discipline, obstacles, and boundaries. Very interesting. And then we have 8, indecision. Let me move that here. Number 1, the Sun. And we have, I learned I can be both wild and holy. That makes a lot of sense. And we have Queen of Pentacles, given the energy. Yeah, very, very bright. Very, very, it's giving chaos, but in the best way possible. Like, they're just really bubbly. They're very much a party to be with. They're like, they're just very happy. They're very, very just a smiley person. But that's not all, because we have the Six of Swords, and I know I prefaced this for Pile 1 that I was thinking this would be like a casual, lighter reading, but Spirit changed plans and was like, nope, we are getting to the very bottom of this shit. So, yeah, Six of Swords. I just feel like this person, they have their days, we all do, but I think that this person, they have been used in the past. Like, you know, when someone else is feeling very sad, depressed, drained, and they're kind of, I mean this in a very specific manner, like they have had people use them because people just could not cultivate their own happy energy. And so people would use them as their like backbone supporter, but then not reciprocate anything to your future spouse. And that's hurt them a lot. That's had them feel very small and boxed in. Like happiness was kind of expendable to people. And I think that this person is very much passionate, and they're just, how do I say this? A child of the universe kind of thing. And there's something quite humble about your person. They take any lessons that come to them with ease, and they are open to it. And I'm oddly seeing your person just sitting at work and just doodling on their book, like like I genuinely, like that's what they would probably do to pass the time. Wow. And I know I read up a little bit on Vesta as well when I was studying a little bit. I think Vesta goes on a journey and finds herself. She doesn't necessarily stay in relationships, but she always returns to herself, which is interesting. Because I feel like your person, they're quite young in spirit, but they understand the necessity of finding themselves. And I think it's important that they do maintain their own boundaries. Now, it's still a struggle for them. And this happy-go-lucky energy is just one part of their multi-dimensional personality. I think that they're very intelligent, and I think that they know the work that it takes to do the inner work, and they very much are aware that they need to have boundaries now, considering what they went through in the past with people thinking they were expendable, and they don't want that to happen again. And as a result, I think that they've become more concerned with conserving their happy energy, but nonetheless, not afraid to show it, like their heart on their sleeve. They're not afraid to show that. And I think that your person is very lonely. They want someone to eat ice cream with. I'm genuinely seeing that. They want someone to eat ice cream with, sit on the couch and cry and talk about shows, talk about movies, talk about fictional characters. They're a whole mood, okay? They just want someone to talk to, hear them out, someone to do silly shit with, someone to film funny TikToks with and share memes. That's what they want. And I think for a long time, they just haven't found a person who's willing to reciprocate on that level. I'm also thinking that they are going through some family struggles at the moment as well. Like, family just isn't home isn't where the heart is. And I know the saying, home is where the heart is, but for this person I'm hearing, it's not where the heart is. So they definitely have had a lot of family issues. And I think a big part of their struggles was family clamping down their imagination and family clamping down their joy. So they experienced like two sides of the coins, like people seeing their happiness as expendable and versus family kind of clamping down that joy. So they were learning how to be more happier, but how to be careful in a way that people don't take advantage of that. But also being vulnerable in happiness, being willing and able to share that and experience that again after like people just saying you're too much, right? They've definitely learned a lot. And I think that they still do very much struggle with tapping into their intuitive, easy-going side. They're more, how do I say it? Dreamy, intuitive, psychic. They struggle to listen to that because I think it requires like more discipline, more attention to themselves, and they like to focus on other people. They have struggled with people pleasing in the past, so like having to listen to themselves is quite like a 180, and it's for them it's difficult. And I think that there are times where they struggle with indecision because they don't know how to please people. They don't know how to please everyone, and they can't. And they want everything to be happy. They want everything to be at peace. They just have a very wonderful heart, and not everyone has a wonderful heart. And I think that's hard for them to come to terms to, especially when people closest to them or who they deem close take advantage of them, and people who they deem close when they disrespect their boundaries. So they are currently working on those people-pleasing tendencies and working on how to navigate situations in which people closest to them do disrespect them. Because I don't think that your future spouse has they're quite comfortable with like saying no fully. They're just kind of like the person to, let me see what I can do. And it's like spirit is like, why would you want to see what you can do to navigate your boundaries to make room for this person who's disrespecting you, right? That's kind of the vibe that I'm picking up here. And it's like, yeah, your person is genuinely just golden retriever vibes. They're such a puppy, and it could be a Leo, Pisces, Capricorn, Aquarius. Though I would more so say Aquarius than anything. This person, I feel like they're more Aquarius, where it's like they're innovative, they're very creative, they're very much niche in their element. They want niche people, a niche community. So that's very much what I'm picking up on. Let's see. They could have Saturn first house, possibly. Saturn seventh house is what I'm picking up as well. But I think your person, when you meet your person, like, they have a lot to show you in terms of, like, being free, being in your element, just learning to let loose and be in the moment. Especially if you are in your head a lot, you are an overthinker. This person, like, their vibe is up here, like, very much get you excited, get you happy. Like, I was excited just by pulling the cards. I was like, what is this? And I was like, I'm feeling damn good, like, you know. And I feel like this person is the type to also, like, blast music, like, as they're getting ready, just to kind of, like, feel the energy and just set the mood for the day. Yeah. For physical traits, well, I know we don't have much in the cards, but if I had to guess, for women, it would be, like, very long hair, wispy, curled at the ends, like, very much luxurious hair, just beautiful hair. And for men, like, their hair is tamed, it's well kept, clean, and luscious, thick. Make you wish you had that hair. Make you wish you had their eyelashes. Okay, that's the energy. They have a very youthful look to them, both male and female. Very youthful look. Very they can have big eyes, just in general, like, their eyes are just, like, really round and nice and big. They have a very bright smile, like, it just, to their ears, not in a creepy way, but they could be quite small in stature, could be on a shorter side, but with the sun, I can also see them being quite tall. They just take up a lot of space where they're at. I mean, it's it's very much based on genetics, of course, you know. But I think that your person, your future spouse, is very creative, because we have this person here, I just noticed this, holding a palette, and it's like, very much creative. So I wonder if they're, like, into the, I heard poetry, like, they might be into writing, of oil painting of some kind, might be into, like, making those cute charms, and maybe they have a small business on the side and they sell that. They're very much into, like, they could also be into music. Yeah, like a songwriter, musician, creating beats, and wow, they're multi-talented. They're very much, they like doing a lot of things. They like learning, is what I'm understanding here. And I think at times they get very much stuck in their head, like, I'm doing too much all at once and I don't know how to balance it. That is literally your person. They just do too much and they don't quite know how yet to channel that focus and discipline, and how to narrow down their focuses in a way that's not overwhelming. Yeah, I mean, there's a book right here, and look, there's literally this thing. I mean, that's music. I forgot what that's called. It looks kind of like that's not a saxophone. It's something. But yeah, your person is just swimming in the world of creativity and abundance. And oh, maybe your person is a model. Maybe they're a model. Maybe there's some type of, like, maybe they're making clothes and they're just trying to sell that. They're their own model for their brand and they are just trying to focus on that. Very interesting. They could do commission-based artwork for people and make their money that way. And the vibe that I'm getting is that they're not quite advanced in their career as of yet. They're still working on that. They're still trying to figure out what it is they want to focus on and make. And this isn't to diagnose anyone here, but I just heard they possibly could have ADHD. So take that what you will. Yeah. Sometimes this person's inner world, it can be quite tangled up and messy, but I think they have very good intentions, to say the least. Yeah, they're just a dreamer at best. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were like also manifesting you to come into their life, because I can see that happening, that they're quite like, I'm gonna meet this person, I'm gonna meet my person, I'm gonna meet someone who honors me. And the next thing they do, and they're just like, wow, I'm so glad that it worked. I'm also seeing like a bunch of crystals in this person's room. Yeah, just like crystals, like just set up on a table, and their place is just like light. There's some type of lightness to their room, and it's just very much calm, peaceful, despite their chaotic mind. And I feel like they have a lot of books, kind of like they have like a bookshelf area, and they're like, this could be a library. My room could be a library. So that's really interesting. Maybe they like to read up on mythology, folklore, that kind of thing on the side. Very, very interesting. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, like, I feel like your person is very much like, they could even follow spirituality as well, or a type of faith. But I wouldn't say that they're super, super religious. That's not the feeling that I am getting. I think they like to learn and observe and kind of suck it into their mind, which I think is really cool. They're very much open-minded. And I think that if they have their own place, which I feel like they most likely do, there's this very abundant feeling to it. Like, I do feel like this person has their own apartment. They're just kind of living off their own, and they've got things going for them. Even though this creative side hustle, it is more of like a small business or like a side hustle. It's not yet blown up, but this person does have another job. I think they have like two. Yeah, like their side hustle and then their main job. I think that's what they have going on for them as well. But whatever it is, they seem to be very, very happy and very much focused on like getting things going. And they're in a place of transition right now. Maybe they're transitioning. Maybe they're trying out this small side hustle, and they're like, what if this doesn't go well? What if this just doesn't work? And they're in the middle of transitioning their beliefs, their ideas about what they can do, about money. And, you know, maybe they're learning to not rely on a capitalism to make money. And they're just like, what if I put more of me into the world? And that's scary because they're being vulnerable. So I can see that happening with your person. But I do want to see how you guys will meet. So Spirit, tap me in. Pile 2, future spouse. How will they meet? Okay, 5 of Wands. Okay, I'm picking up more of like, there's a busy, busy day. Like maybe two of you are like rushing to get somewhere and y'all just bump into each other. Like that's a feeling I'm getting. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Like maybe you're at the airport or something. Like I don't know why. Like one of you just like travels often, or just one of you is like in the perfect moment where you're traveling and you bump into your person and it's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't even mean to do that, and y'all just start talking like it's that. Or your person could also be from a different country as well. What else? They're a foreigner. So maybe you're meeting them on this vacation, traveling thing. Tell me more, Spirit. How are they meeting? Maybe you guys have a delayed flight, and that's you guys are like sitting right next to each other, and you guys are just talking. Maybe you guys like start talking about like, hey, like maybe because I have a feeling your person is like very quick to open up. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, hey, did you know my friend betrayed me and did this to me? And you're like, what? Tell me more. And it's just like this crazy long conversation that y'all are just both in each other's world, and that's how you guys start talking. And it's just kind of like, wow, I wouldn't be surprised if that even happened. King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, your person. Hey, this could be like a business trip or something, or could just be a trip. Maybe y'all are just going, you just want to see what the place is like. I mean, this could be a foreign country, definitely. Or maybe it's for a birthday, maybe it's just for fun, that you guys are just going. And maybe your future spouse has knowledge of the place. Maybe they've been there before and they're able to help you out with planning your trip and just kind of giving you places to go, different things to see and do, and you're just like, wow, oh my God, thank you. Yeah, I can see that happening. Or maybe there is a situation in which you need help and your future spouse is like, I can fix that for you. Let me fix that for you. And then shit just gets easier. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe you need help with your bags or at the airport, or maybe you need help, or maybe there was someone, maybe you're not even at the airport at all, but there was someone who disrespected you and your person is like, nope, not happening. And they kind of step in for you. And they're just like, and you're like, who are you? And they're like, I'm Jesus. They're funny. They're like, I'm Jesus. I could fix everything for you. Yeah. That's really funny. Yeah, this person, like, literally, come on, 10 of Cups. That's so sweet. Like, there's something you guys just really share, and y'all just connect and click a lot on values, especially related to the home, finances, traveling. You guys will click on that a lot from what I'm seeing. Maybe your person also lives near the beach, the water, the sea, in a mountainous area with a lot of grass, a lot of like luscious farmland or something. And maybe it's quite different from your lifestyle, I feel. Maybe you guys have completely different lifestyles. Like maybe you're in the city and this person is like a foreigner and they're surrounded by fucking water and grass, you know? And I feel like your person just has like this, I can show you what this lifestyle is like if you would like to see it. And you're just like, hell yeah, sign me up. I'm sick of the city. Or you're like, I can show you the city too. And your person is equally as excited. So that's really interesting. Wow. I'm also hearing for some of you small town. So like maybe you do come from a small town and this person is like, I can show you like everything. I don't know. That's so cool. That is really cute. Oh. Yeah, y'all are just gonna be the greatest friends. Like, I just sense that. Of course, before marriage. That's why you're here, right? Future spouse. But, yeah, there's something very, like, this person's like, I can save your day. Would you like me to? And you're like, yes. But who are you? Just... I don't know. There's something that they're fixing. They're saving you from something. They're swooping in and they're just like, I have a different idea. I have a different approach for you. And you're just like, oh, shoot it. Give it to me. And it might sound ridiculous or kind of outlandish, but then you're like, you know what? You're kind of funny. I like you. So that's very interesting. Well, anyway, thank you, Pile 2, for being here. This was genuinely such a fun reading to do. Subscribe if you want to see more content, and thank you for being here. Bye.
Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome. No. Hi there, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I royally screwed that up, but it's okay.
If you're wondering what this is, that is my incense. And I put it there because I do not have an incense holder, and I just kind of thought, hey, I could kind of stick it in my candle and just let it do its thing. So yeah, that was after I poured myself a big bowl of salt. I talked about it anyway earlier, but welcome to your reading. You chose this adorable, cute blue bunny. To be continued, the cliffhanger. And we just started, Spirit. What is this? The villain, number 15. Ooh. Third quarter moon, breakdown, readjustment, forgiveness. I'm just literally just heard, can you be my Marvel superhero? What the hell, Spirit? Planetary return, cyclicality, homecoming, progress. Moon void, of course. Disconnect, withdrawal, reception. What is going on with your person? 45, man holding a heart. Doesn't have to be a man that we're talking about, by the way. Could be a woman. Don't take it literal. 49, angel of love. And we have, there are no accidents in the universe whatsoever. Okay. 8 of wands. Love that. Your person. complex energy. I want to read this one though, the cliffhanger. I want to get down to the bottom of that. As we're left hanging at a crossroads in our story of love, a pause is in order to accept that this isn't the time for answers to our deepest questions. We're left pondering our deepest thoughts. We're left pondering our thoughts. Will you let your mind run wild, concocting outcomes to situations out of your control? Or can you change the channel for now and tune in again as each new step illuminates the path forward on the continuation of the journey to find love? Uncertainty, unknown, pending perspectives. That sounds like the hangman to me. Okay. Your person is definitely on a road of uncertainty, to say the least. On the road to questioning where life is going to take them, not just in romance, but I think particularly in general, with money and possibly their living situation, possibly related to work. Yeah, just in general, everything, including love. And I think that your person has been through so much with love and romance that, okay, you know the saying, wear your heart on your sleeve? Yeah, your person just ripped it off. They're kind of done with that statement. They're done with that energy, and they're just kind of like, how about I hold my heart here, close to me? Yeah. Yeah, your person, like, in both pictures, I mean, they're holding the heart. They're, like, holding it really close to them. They're very much, like, cautious and, like, reserved about their emotions and their heart. And they have been played before, is what I'm hearing. They've been played before like a fucking violin. That was a bad metaphor. Oh gosh. Or was it a simile? Simile has like or as. Oh yeah, it was a simile. Sorry guys, that's just my brain. Or it could be your person's brain. Maybe they just overthink simple things like me. Yeah, so yeah, your person has been through so much. They just kind of, and what's interesting, we both have fire here. You see how their heart is on fire, and like your person here has like flames. Like, what is this? What is this, spirit? Talk to me. Like your person is like, they're like, why can't I have that relationship or that? They're admittedly, they're a little bit jealous, I think, of other people who do post on social media, especially for Valentine's. They're couples. Jealousy is not a bad thing. I'm not here to demonize that or shame it. Everyone experiences jealousy in some way or form. I think for your person, it hits them in the feels because they do genuinely want an amazing connection. They want to share that with someone. They want to laugh and cry with someone. They want to give. It's like they're a big teddy bear and they have so much to give to someone, but they have no one to give it to. That is the frustration I'm picking up on. They're like, I have the love. I have so much to share. I have the money, but no one's coming. Yeah. And I think why is because Spirit put them in a place of pause right now in their life. And I think that your person is working through a lot of inner self-forgiveness, like trying to control the outcome in relationships, like kind of using their fear as a way to control situations, especially if they're worried that their partner is cheating, which is a very valid concern. Perhaps they themselves went through that too in the past. And so like every new person that they meet, they're like, are you cheating on me? Are you cheating? And they're like checking their person's phone or like, you know, which is very, very valid. And I think that your person has a lot of inner work to do. I think they've been on that anyway. They've been focusing on that. They've been withdrawing. And as much as it hurts them to, they've stepped back from the dating scene for a while. And they're just kind of like, how do I say it? It's stinging. Like they understand the importance of like focusing on themselves and their wounds in order to have a relationship, but it's stinging because they do want one. And I guess it hasn't occurred to them that they can do the work and have a relationship. That they don't need to self-isolate during this process. They can absolutely. But I think for them, they're more worried about like if they don't handle their wounds and they're with someone, they're going to end up projecting that. And they don't want to do that, which is also very valid. I think they're just wanting to be at a point where they are able to face what they're projecting on other people and just say, okay, what's going on internally? How am I projecting onto that person or couple? And what is it that I'm looking for? And I think that before they end up dating again, they just really want to address their projections, address how they've also been playing a part in their own unhappiness. Let me pull some more cards, Spirit. Let me pull some more cards. Tell me more about pile 3's future spouse, please. Yeah, I believe this is the 9 of Wands. Yes, it is. Yeah, your person is just very much shy of like talking to people right now, and this is what they want. They want connection. They want to be understood, to be seen, to be heard. And they want that mental connection. They want to mentally connect with someone, and I think that's what gets them going. And I'm wondering if they have Gemini in their chart or Virgo, but they possibly could, because this does represent Gemini. But they do really want...
Oh gosh, I have to cover that out. YouTube. I just remembered. Anyway.
Yeah, they do really want someone to not just like emotionally bond with, but like mentally. Can you handle a conversation? Can you keep up with a conversation? Can you express your feelings in a logical, clear way? Not necessarily logically, but in a way that's understandable, in a way that's not like I'm projecting, right? Because they're also working on the same thing, and they realize how detrimental that has been to them. So they want someone who understands the same thing. I'm gonna read Man Holding a Heart and Angel of Love for you. I just heard a song. I don't even know the name, but it's like, that's not the shape of your heart. Gosh, I wish I could remember who was saying that, but I can't. Yeah, I almost feel like your person has tried to like change themselves to have a relationship, to not be lonely, and I think that that's a very human thing. I think they have tried to fit into situations or with people that don't serve them, but not because they're bored, but because they're longing for any kind of connection, that they're willing to accept anything. And that's very painful. That is a very painful thing to experience and go through. And I do feel like that's what your person has been struggling with, grappling with the fact that they have been doing that, and they have to just heal that. But I'm going to read Man Holding a Heart. Male dealing with family, love, or emotions. This tender man sits with flowers all around, holding a heart in his hand. For a man, this signals a greater clarity about emotions and their purpose in your life. There could be a more balanced approach to family and love at this time, even if these have been confusing experiences for your person in the past. For some, this card upright could signal the presence of a new man in your life. It can be a new person. One who tends to be more thoughtful and aware. Whether or not this man is a love interest or friend, he brings high attention to help where personal projects, family, or home issues are concerned. Okay, obviously this does not have to be a man that you're inquiring about, but I think that this person in general, I think what this card is saying is that this person can very much help you with home issues, family, personal projects. I think that this person, they're genuine, okay? There is a genuine intention with them. I just think that they have been scorned so much in the past that love is a tricky conversation with them. It's not that they're hiding it, or anything. It's that it's painful. It's that it brings up feelings and tears, and it just brings up frustrations, and it's like, I just cannot find my person, that kind of energy, and I'm really picking up on. And yeah, it's like they spend their time just reflecting and waiting and being so patient just to meet their person. And it's like, why is it not coming? Why is it not for me? And every time someone comes, it's a mismatch. And they're like, am I the problem? Am I the one attracting these people? And I think what Spirit is just wanting them to know is like, well, in the past, it's why have you let them stay? It's not that you're attracting them. It's why have you let them stay? Okay, interesting, Spirit. You should tell that to their future spouse, okay? Yeah, I think your person, they have the money. If you as the viewer right now are worried about your future spouse having the financials to live, and like, you know, they have the money, they've got it. Their main concern is the love part in their life. And I wish I was getting more off of like what their job is, like anything more of that, but I'm just getting this massive thing about like how they're feeling right now about romance and love. And I'm gonna read 49 as well. Angel of love, tender connections. This beautiful angel comes with roses in her hair and rose-colored wings. You know what's funny? They both have like flowers. She holds a rose quartz heart, radiating tender and loving vibrations, bringing you compassion and affection. If you're looking for new love, this angel brings a message of its upcoming approach. Or if you're longing for a deeper, more intimate connection with someone already in your life, she's here to say that far greater tenderness is available to you. Either way, remember that your first intention for tenderness must be directed inward, and the compassion that you demonstrate toward yourself will influence the energetic potential of these events in a significant way. The angel of love is smiling on you and forging connections in the energetic realm. So, multiple points to take from that. I really feel as though this is a message for you as the viewer, that you may have met your person and you're questioning, is this my person? I don't know. And maybe you kind of clicked on this to like have a confirmation. For some of you, this is a sign that you are about to meet your person. And for some of you, this is a message, I guess, about your future spouse and what they're going through. Like, they are learning to have that compassion and hold it inwards towards themselves, rather than changing for people who are not good for them. They are learning to be more forgiving, as they've struggled and went through a lot of different things that they blame themselves for. They are learning to just be less heavier on themselves. And I think that also that they're allowing themselves to question what's wrong with the world. And I think a lot of understanding and awareness stems from that question. What is wrong with the world? What's wrong with people that I just can't click with them? And you start to wonder, is it really me? Or is it really just the fact that maybe society is changing and society has made up all these weird, wonky rules to dating now? So maybe your person is very much questioning that. And they're also questioning whether social media plays a role in dating and a lot of it going downhill. So interesting. Yeah. So, oh, wow. Let's get some more. Spirit, can you please tell me about pile 3's, like, future spouse? Like, what are they doing for work, job? Like, what are they doing for that? Tell me some more stuff. Okay, we have the sun. Okay. They could be like a leader of some kind, of manager, supervisor. I did hear supermarket, so maybe they have one opened. Or maybe they're just like a supervisor, manager there. What else?
Oh, YouTube.
Maybe, ooh, something about herbs. Maybe they're into holistic treatments and like holistic stuff. That's cool. Maybe they're like into gardening, or maybe they have just a beautiful garden of their own. I know I asked about their job, Spirit, so please. Oh, strength. Maybe they're in construction. I mean, I know that's quite literal, the Empress. Yeah, maybe they're in like construction. They're a blue collar worker. They could be a influencer, a model of some kind. Like, they kind of work with social media. There's something about social media coming up here quite a bit. What else, Spirit? What else do they do? Tell me more about pile 3's future spouse, please. Page of Cups. I heard developer, like for software or something like they're like a developer. Maybe they're in a job that's very much focused on physical labor. They have to be on their feet a lot. They have to be moving. They could even be a nurse, or like a registered nurse, like CNA. They could be like physical therapist, possibly. There's something about like taking care of like the body, and like, you know, they could even be into real estate as well with the Empress here. They could even like fix homes, like security management. They could like yeah, they could very much be into like installing cabinets or like countertops in the home, all that. Very interesting. They could be an interior designer, that's what I heard. Be into architect. Yeah, okay. So let's see how you guys will meet. I'm very curious. Tell me how pile 3 will be meeting their future spouse, Spirit. How will they meet each other? Ooh, Ace of Cups. Okay, this could possibly be a party, an event, somewhere where there's like a lot of commotion, a lot of celebrating, a lot of like emotions just really high. So maybe like one or both have just completed a milestone, maybe graduation of some kind, getting a degree. That's what I'm hearing. Or like just a family event, like a baby shower, or like someone else has gotten like something great happened to someone else and you're just like invited. What else, Spirit? I heard catering. Maybe this is at a wedding. Maybe this is like, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Or maybe that's possibly what you do for work. Ooh, the Devil in reverse. Interesting. Ace of Swords. Wow, okay, so many aces. Yeah, whatever this meeting is, it's definitely like bold, like very much instant and drawn to each other type of energy, like instant clicking, instant talking, instant getting the convo going. So like maybe you're like meeting at a party, an event, and or maybe there's a friend introducing you to this person, and you guys are just immediately hitting it off, like immediately just clicking. And I almost kind of feel like the energy here is like there's nothing to hide. And I think that's why we got the Devil in reverse, because normally upright it's like representing oppression, toxicity, or like, you know, you kind of feel obligated to this person, like, I don't know, maybe you feel like you owe them. But in reverse, it's like, no, there's just like this easygoing energy, this easy flowing energy. And I just kind of feel like, yeah, I'll just kind of lay everything on the table. It's very easy for you both to read each other, and I think that that's very important. They're not really telling me a whole lot of like location wise where this will be held at, other than like a party or an event, networking, gathering of some kind of community event. I don't know, like, yeah, I'm not really getting a whole lot. But there is like a lot happening. There's a lot of celebration and a lot of like emotion. Like when you guys meet, this is definitely a long lasting first impression that you guys would have of each other. And I think that first impression is pretty awesome. Like someone's got the brains, someone's got the feels, boom. Yeah, definitely. And I think that your person as well, for physical traits, they come across very, very strong. And I know you're probably thinking of the word soft, and they very well could be. But I think there's something very strong and smoldering about them. There's something very passionate, something that is firmly rooted in the ground, something that's very much like, if I want you, I will have you. There's that energy. They have very stubborn energy. And like I said, for physical traits, I'm just describing personality. I totally forgot. Okay, maybe Spirit just wanted me to talk about their personality a little bit more. They, as a guy, or both, they could have very long hair, have a straight nose. They could have like thinner lips, facial hair, especially if they're a guy. They could have very toned body, they got tanned skin or fair skin right here. What else? They could look like they just came from like a different country. Like maybe they went on vacation to a different place and you can see the tan, they're just glowing, they just got, you know. What else? Yeah, brown hair, brown reddish hair, light brown, a fuller hairline. And for women, I'm seeing, you know, like reddish brown hair, very long, wispy. She's got like more of a guarded expression, and he's got like more of like a longing expression to him. Like when you look in his eyes, you can just tell he's longing for something. Okay. He could very much be into like wearing earthy colors, whereas like a woman, like she might be more into like wearing brighter pastel colors or just neutral. Let's see. Oh, I think when you first meet your future spouse, you'll definitely be drawn to the way they dress. I think it's a big part. Like you can tell they kind of come from money. Like you can tell they do dress, like the way that they dress, even if it's not like any brand name, it's the way they put themselves together and carry themselves that I think you'll be like, they probably come from money. Or like they're so poised, like they're so like reserved, poised, and like put together. Yeah. Wow. They have a very nice laugh. I'm just like in my mind, like I wish you could see what I'm saying, but they have a very smooth laugh, like very like, it's not loud, it's not obnoxious. And not to say loud laughing can be obnoxious, but it's very like, it just rolls really smooth and nice, and it feels like a hug. Okay, it feels like you're safe, feels like you're in a hug, feels like they're hugging you with their voice when they talk, especially. And when they look at you, you will feel it to your toes, like tingles. That's very specific. Like their gaze is like on you because they're learning about you. They're present. That's this person. Very much present when they look at you, and they're very much rooted. Wow. I'm hearing Finnish for some reason. Like Finnish as in like Finnish, like that. Wow. Maybe they come from Finland or something. Wow. Okay, that was very random. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, very likely they could come from like a different place, different country, different home. So maybe this is possibly unfolding over social media too. Maybe you guys are like, hey, I saw your picture, you looked really cute. And they're like, oh, really? And you're like, I don't know, maybe something like that. And you guys make plans to kind of meet up, or maybe y'all just talk over social media. Y'all call each other, see each other's face, like that kind of thing. Yeah, I can see that happening, especially with the Ace of Swords here. Or maybe there's moments where you'll have to rely on texting because maybe this person, your future spouse, like travels often or like has to for work. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, well, thank you, Pile 3, for being here, and I really hope that this was helpful. Consider subscribing for more content, and thank you so much. Bye.